How's everybody doing today? Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Just want to make a short video, tell everybody, say Happy Star Wars Day. And I went back on Audible last night. I was thinking about everything that went on with the Rise of Skywalker and everything like that. And they were talking about how Sidious could have still been alive. Well, I thought I heard it before. So I went back and reread 3 books, the Darth Bane series from the Legends. Yes, I know it's not canon, but it helps. It helps with explaining how Palpatine or Sidious, whatever you want to call him, was still alive. There was, in book 3, The Dynasty of Evil, there was a holocron that Darth Bane found by Darth Undeadu that helped with transference. So when it got to the point to where the body was old and couldn't survive anymore, was going to die, but the spirit wanted to live on forever for fear of immortality. There was a way to transfer your spirit into a younger being's body. Now, at the end, when he fought his apprentice, Darth Bane tried to transfer spirit to try to transfer into her body. But the catch to that is your spirit has to go into a weaker soul. A younger person, but a weaker soul. If your spirit goes into that body, but the two souls fight, if the other person has a stronger soul, you will lose and the person will die, but whichever soul takes over. See, that's one thing that might explain how Sidious was still alive. If when Darth Vader threw him down that shaft in Return of the Jedi, all that blue power could have been a transference of him, his soul out of his body. If he found another body temporarily to transfer his soul in while they made a clone of him, then that would explain why he looked the way he did. Maybe the clone wasn't made correctly, and maybe the only way to survive was to be hooked up to those fluid lines. But I found it very interesting that I thought I'd heard about transference before, but I found it very interesting. I thought maybe that could explain why Emperor Palpatine was still alive, or Darth Sidious, whatever y'all want to call him. Another thing, and I don't know if anybody, and please let me know if y'all have done this or not, because I haven't found them yet. I pre-ordered. I'm addicted to the little Funko Pops that Star Wars has and everything like that. I pre-ordered my baby Yoda the other day, or the child, whatever y'all want to call him. But they have come out with select gold versions of Star Wars figures. I know I've asked this question before. I found Luke, but I'm looking to try and find Leia and trying to find Han Solo in gold. If y'all have found any, please let me know. I would like to know where I can get them and everything like that. Now, this is going to be kind of I'm probably going to go a little backwards here. Everybody is talking about they are making new movies. We don't know what it's going to be about. We don't know whether it's going to be about Darth Bane. We don't know what it's going to be about. We just know one of them's going to be on the High Republic era, which is like 400 years before Episode 1, which could possibly give the backstory to Yoda, but we'll see. One thing I would like to see, and once again, I know it's technically not canon anymore, but still, if you're going to do a High Republic era, do Plagueis. It would explain how Sidious got to where he was. It wouldn't go into the Skywalker saga, but you know, that's my thing. That would give a great, you know, great backstory to how Sidious became who he was and everything like that. And that is the first link in the chain after Darth Bane and Darth Zana. That's the first link in the chain after those two. Now, the other thing I have found, and I'm looking through my books right now, that's what's taking me a minute here. Once again, I was reading an article in a Facebook group for Star Wars. They're talking about a horror movie for Star Wars. Well, if you read the EU books, there was one already called Red Harvest. Now, I'm not much of a horror fan. I like the book. I like some of the things in the book because it gets down to how dark the dark side actually is and how bad it could get and certain things you can do with it. But once again, I will say I'm not much of a horror fan. I wouldn't want to see it, but if they wanted to bring that to life, a lot of people would probably see it. I'd like to get y'all's thoughts on that. And I know when they 5 years ago they announced the sequel trilogy. Everybody's excited. I was excited, but I was thinking about. I was hoping that what we were going to get was the Thrawn trilogy, Admiral Thrawn, and see how that went. But once again, I realized that it would have had to have been about 10 years earlier for us to do it because the characters had been the right age. And I wouldn't want anybody else playing Luke besides Mark Hamill or Princess Leia being played by anybody else but Carrie Fisher, or Han Solo played by anybody else but Ford. Anyways. You know, now there's one book that is, once again, it's not canon. I understand that. I like the universe book, sorry. But I found one, and you wouldn't have to go into the Skywalker saga. You would have to have Obi-Wan Kenobi in it. But it is called Outbound Flight. It is how Admiral Thrawn first gets put into Star Wars. I mean, Anakin Skywalker is in it, but you could do it. You could probably do it without having to mention him in it. I would like to see the version of how Admiral Thrawn got thrust into it and how he became a Sith Lord, but you know, I would like to see that. If get y'all's opinions on that, and if you would, please, if you see the gold Leia or the gold Han Solo Funko Pops, if anybody knows where I can get a hold of them, let me know. Y'all have a great day. May the 4th be with you, and y'all stay safe.